A security agent takes position at the Great Hall of the People during the opening session of the 19th National Congress of the Communist Party of China in Beijing. Reuters. Thomas Peter. Syrian Democratic Forces (SDF) fighters ride atop of military vehicles as they celebrate victory in Raqqa. Reuters. Richter Castro. People demonstrate in Kisumu to demand the removal of officials from National Election Oversight Body, Interim Elections and Boundaries Commission (IEBC), allegedly implicated in manipulation of the votes tally during the August 8 presidential elections. The election was annulled by the Supreme Court due to massive irregularity. Getty Images. A burnt house is seen following a forest fire in Vila Nova, near Vuzela, Portugal. Reuters. People carry the remains of Wasim Shah, a suspected militant commander, who according to the local media was killed during a gun battle with Indian security forces in Pulwama district in Kashmir. Reuters. Danish Ismail, a Palestinian boy, runs for cover during clashes with Israeli troops near the Jewish settlement of Kadomem, in the West Bank village of Kofr Kadam, near Nablus. Reuters. Mohammad Turkmen, a supporter of Kenyan opposition National Super Alliance NASA coalition, lies on the ground after he was hit by a police truck during a protest along a street in Nairobi, Kenya. Reuters. Thomas McCoy, a supporter of the opposition National Super Alliance NASA, wears oranges during a protest calling for the sacking of election board officials involved in August's cancelled presidential vote in Nairobi, Kenya. Reuters. Basratna. Palestinian and Israeli women march as part of an event organized by Women Wage Peace Group calling for an end to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict near the Jordan River, in the occupied West Bank. Reuters. Ronan Zavulan, a woman stands on the stairs outside the administrative court in Athens as she takes part in a protest against planned pension cuts. Getty. Members of Indonesia's Special Forces Kopassus marched during celebrations for the 72nd anniversary of the Indonesia military in Cilegon, Indonesia. Banten Province. Reuters. Biawi Harta. People look on as boats participating in Clip around the world yacht race leave Punta del Este harbor in Uruguay. Reuters. Angus Stapp. Smoke billows from buildings following a reported airstrike on Antama in the eastern Ghouta area, a rebel stronghold east of the Syrian capital. Getty. Firemen try to hold a group of people in front of Spanish civil guard officers outside a polling station in San Julia de Ramis on the day of a referendum on independence for Catalonia banned by the Spanish government. More than 5.3 million Catalans are called today to vote in a referendum on independence, surrounded by uncertainty over the intention of Spanish institutions to prevent this plebiscite banned by justice. AFP. Catalan Regional Police Mossos d'Esquadra arrived to the IES Taradell school to notify its principal that the school must remain closed, in Barcelona. Hundreds of people have spent the night in different schools and civic centres designated by the regional government to be polling stations for the 1-0 referendum in an attempt to prevent the police from stopping their use, as the Superior Court of Justice of Catalonia ordered Epa Enric Fontcuberta, an Indian police officer, chases Shiite Muslim mourners as they run after they tried to participate in a Muharram procession ahead of Ashura, in Srinagar. Reuters. Danish Ismail. Ugandan opposition lawmakers fight with plainclothes security personnel in the parliament while protesting a proposed age limit amendment bill debate to change the constitution for the extension of the president's rule. In Kampala. Reuters. James Akina. Military and local security personnel keep Rohingya refugees in line as they queue for aid at Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh. Reuters. Gaithel McNaughton. Cliff Marisma of Australia and Per Estine Pro as Royal of Norway compete in the World Jousting Championships in Sydney, Australia. The World Jousting Championships sees Australia's best jousters go head-to-head with their international counterparts. The championship aims to replicate the same combat conditions that featured in 15th-century Europe, with knights wearing historically accurate armour weighing around 40 kilograms. Getty. Freshman students of Nanning College for Vocational Technology balance bottles on their heads during their military training in Nanning, Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region of China. Getty. A fighter from the Free Syrian Army Al-Hamza Brigade is seen looking out in Hazwan town in Aleppo. Reuters. Khalil Ashawi. Protesters burn an effigy of President Rodrigo Duterte during a day of protest outside the presidential palace in Metro Manila, Philippines. Reuters. Romeo Ranocco. A crowd of protesters lift up a ballot box outside the Catalan region's Economy Ministry building after Junior Economy Minister Josep Maria Jove was arrested by Spanish police during a raid on several government offices in Barcelona. Reuters. Albert Heyer. Myanmar State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi walks off the stage after delivering a speech to the nation over Rakhine and the Rohingya exodus. In Naypyidaw, Burma, Reuters Ayatun Rohingya refugees wait for aid packages in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh. Reuters Gathal McNaughton riot police line up behind their shields following a clash with demonstrators demanding the resignation of congressmen outside the Guatemalan National Congress, in Guatemala City. Guatemala's Congress early this week voted overwhelmingly to reject a unbacked request to lift the immunity of President Jimmy Morales in order for him to face a corruption probe over irregular party financing. Johan Ordonez at members of the International Space Station ISS Expedition 5354, U.S. astronauts Joseph Akabarel, Mark Van Hayar and Russia's cosmonaut Alexander Misurkin attend a sending-off ceremony in the Russian-leased Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. Kirill Kudryavtsev, a resident, pushes his cart as he wades a flooded Main Street in Manila after a tropical depression locally named Maring hit the eastern town of Marauban before moving northwest across the main island of Luzon and passing just beside Manila. Ted Al-Jabib. Getty Images. Soldiers in Japan's self-defense force prepare for a ceremony for Prime Minister Shinzo Abe at the Defense Ministry in Tokyo. Reuters. A truck of a courier overturned by the storm in Livorno, Italy. The storm has claimed 6 victims with 6 others missing. Over 200 millimeters of rain has fallen, causing landslides, mudslides and the flooding of various rivers. Getty Images. Police patrol the area as Hurricane Irma slams into San Juan, Puerto Rico. Reuters. Salvin Baez.